Trading with limit orders, how I beat the market. I used to think I was a trading prodigy. There were nights when I raked in thousands of dollars, and I chalked it up to skill. I was riding high, until a brutal market reversal, a sudden news event, and a reckless market order wiped my account to near zero. That day, I wasn't angry at the market. I was furious with myself because I knew I'd messed up from the start. My preparation was sloppy, my discipline non-existent. The next morning, I sat alone by the lake, no charts open, no telegram notifications buzzing. Just the sound of the wind skimming the water and a bitter cup of coffee in my hand. For the first time in years of trading, I wasn't obsessing over an entry or a supply-demand zone. I was thinking about myself. I'd been running too fast, too long, in the wrong direction. I replayed every trade in my mind, the impulsive entries, the FOMO-driven decisions chasing a move I feared missing. I'd jump into market orders as price took off, convincing myself, if I don't get in now, I'll regret it. But I learned the hard way, entering at the wrong time might bring short-term gains, but it costs you mental clarity and, eventually, your capital. That's when I tried something new, limit orders. I'd place them and close my laptop. At first, it drove me crazy. I felt like I was abandoning opportunities. I'd check my phone constantly, riddled with anxiety, regret, and fear of missing out. But over time, I got used to it. I learned to wait. Limit orders taught me to stay on the sidelines while remaining in control. They forced me to plan, execute, and let the market come to me. I realized limit orders aren't about catching bottoms or tops, they're about protecting myself from impulsive decisions. They're my way of telling the market, this is my zone. Meet me here, or I'm not chasing you. It's like a man who knows his worth, he doesn't beg or chase, he waits for the right moment. If it doesn't come, he's still fine. The following week, I placed 5 limit orders. 3 didn't fill, 1 hit my stop loss, and 1 nailed a 4 or take profit in a few hours. I didn't feel triumphant, I felt aligned. Aligned with my plan, my mindset, and the discipline of someone stepping away from the chaos of overtrading. Trading, I realized, isn't a battle to win every trade, it's a long-term process of mastering yourself. I don't need to trade more, I need to live more and trade smarter. That first limit order I placed without touching my screen all day wasn't a financial victory, it was a mental one. For the first time, I felt in control of the market, not because I could manipulate it, but because it no longer manipulated me. I stopped trading on impulse. I stopped entering trades just because they felt right. Now, I plan my week's trades on Sunday, and Monday mornings are for review. The H4 chart is my market's backbone, it shows me the primary trend, which supply and demand zones have been broken, and where price has reversed before. Then I drill down to H1, analyzing how the market reacts in smaller waves. Where's the rejection candle? Is there a strong push or pull? Are there signs of institutional accumulation? I don't clutter my charts with 20 trend lines. I mark one key zone where I want to trade. Then, on M15, I pinpoint the exact entry for my limit order, not to stare at the screen, but to set a precise trap. I'm done with market orders, done jumping into the middle of a wave. I wait for the right pullback, the moment volume dries up, right at the upper or lower boundary of my zone. I liken my limit orders to mousetraps. The bait doesn't need to be irresistible, it just needs to be in the right spot where the mouse will inevitably pass. Then I step back. No hovering, no second guessing, no forcing the market to bend to my will. I place 3 to 5 orders a week, sometimes just 1. And strangely, my win rate climbed, not because I got smarter, but because I learned to wait better. I still remember a gold trade, price broke support on H1, then lightly retested. I set a limit order at the breakout zone. M15 confirmed with a long-tailed candle and shrinking volume. I placed the order, went to lunch, and 2 hours later, I hit a 4 or take profit without glancing at the chart once. My hands didn't shake because I'd already done the work up front. Trading stopped being a grind, it became a habit. I observe, I plan, I set the trap. When the chart runs, I live my life. Sometimes I place a limit order and then write. One day, mid-sentence, I got an order filled notification and felt no anxiety. If it fills, it's part of the plan. If it doesn't, I move on, no chasing, no regret, no holding losing positions. I don't want to be a super trader. I just want to be me, someone who survives and thrives in a market that doesn't care about anyone. If you see yourself in this story, remember, H4 is your map, H1 is your path, and M15 is where you take your first step. Get those right, and the journey unfolds. I used to think trading more would make me rich, grind harder, stay up late, jump in and out of the market to prove I was a real trader. I was wrong. I didn't lack knowledge, I was addicted to action. The rush of entering a trade, even a losing one, made me feel alive. So I cut my trades from 10 a week to 5, then 3, sometimes just 1. And something strange happened, my profits grew, my account stabilized. More importantly, my mind cleared. No more second guessing, no more, I should have taken one more trade, no more sleepless nights nursing a losing position. I started living again. The market doesn't reward hustle, it rewards patience. The less you act, the clearer you see. The less you do, the sharper your focus. When the real opportunity comes, you're there, ready, with a calm mind. Like an archer who doesn't shoot recklessly but waits for the perfect moment to release a single, precise arrow. I also stopped overanalyzing every asset. I used to trade gold, Australian dollar to US dollar, pound sterling to US dollar to Japanese yen, even Bitcoin. Now I stick to 2, gold and USD pairs. I don't chase the market, I pick my battlefield and stay there. I've learned to read price action better, to spot when the market's faking out or when real money is flowing in. Trading stopped being a gamble and became a routine. Mornings are for planning, afternoons for other work, evenings for reading or a walk. Trading takes up 10% of my day but generates 90% of my steady income. I'm no longer dragged around by the market. Trading is now a tool, not a chain. I turn down offers to copy trade or manage funds. Trading is a personal journey. Easy money is tempting, but keeping a clear head is harder. I chose to slow down, focus, and savor living authentically. I once thought trading millions would set me free. Now I know mental freedom makes trading effective and life meaningful. When I traded less, I had time to read philosophy, psychology, behavior, and my old trading journals from when I blew up accounts. I started writing, not to teach, but to understand myself through every phase, every market swing, every time I sat defeated in front of a chart. I wrote about what traders rarely admit, the guilt of winning by luck, the emptiness of losing everything in one trade, and the peace of doing nothing for a week while your account stays intact. I started living, really living, not waiting for the next candle. I go fishing, work out in the mornings, cook simple meals in my small kitchen. Sometimes I brew coffee, sit by a tree, and reread my own words. The market keeps moving, the charts keep ticking, but my mind is elsewhere, calmer, clearer. People ask why I don't teach courses or run signal groups to build a community. I just smile. The most valuable thing I have isn't a perfect entry, it's the calm I've earned facing every market wave. I don't want to be anyone else. I just want to live right and, if I can, share what's true. Think Big, my channel, isn't about branding. It's my audio journal, a place to share what every trader should know from the start but no one teaches, how to fail without losing faith, how to stand up without needing a pat on the back, and how to quietly take control of your life with a few deliberate clicks. If you're still chasing trades, living in a haze of uncertainty, it might be time to pause. Slow down. Trading can make you money, but living right makes you truly rich. If you see yourself in these words, stick with me. Think Big has more stories to tell, and maybe in one of them, you'll find yourself.